A big hello to everyone who's joining in. I want to keep the session interactive, so please feel free to type in any questions that you have at any point of time. I may not take them immediately, but we will definitely take them towards the end of the session. Okay, so I'll slowly start the session. To begin with, I would like some proof of life, as in I want to know if you're really listening to me or not. Just type in hello in the chat, just so that I know you exist. To the participants. Hello, yeah, Arjun, Yashwardhan, Sakshi, Ashwin. Yeah, good, 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 good. Yes, this is what I want. Hello, good evening. Nice. Okay, I think that gives me confidence to jump into the session. Uh, shall we start, Andrila?
Yes, sure. We can start
Yeah,
now.
all right. Yeah, so hello, all. Really excited to catch up with you all. First of all, congratulations for having been selected for IMT Hyderabad. And what I'm going to do in this session is give you an overview of the program. I think mainly the PGDM program will be the focus of this particular session, and we have more lined up for the other programs. Give you an overview of your academic life and beyond at IMT Hyderabad. And with us today, we also have Mukesh V. Sudarshan, who is our esteemed alumni, and he will also provide his insights, his experiences from IMT Hyderabad. So to begin with, I just would like to introduce myself. I am Professor Vinay Kalakbandi. I run the PGDM programs. I'm the chairperson of the PG programs. So these programs include PGDM, PGDM Marketing, and PGDM Finance. So I'm the chairperson of these programs, and I am from the operations management area. And so to begin with, let us just jump into the presentation. Uh, yeah. So you may have seen this, on our website and through multiple, marketing collaterals that you may have come across. The vision of IMT Hyderabad is to be a leading management institute that nurtures socially responsible business leaders. And that is a statement that we take really seriously. That is something that is very close to our heart. And all the activities that we do, all the innovations that we do in our programs, and everything that we aspire to be is aligned to this particular vision, right? And this vision has it's a three-pronged approach in terms of the mission. We have one is we want to excel academically. That is, we want to promote academic excellence. Then we want our curriculum to be industry ready, and we want our pedagogy to be learner-centric pedagogy. I'll talk more about that later. And finally, and most importantly, we want to instill social consciousness. So there is a social consciousness angle to each and every aspect of the program that we are presenting for you. So this is the vision and mission of the program, and these vision and mission are achieved through the program. There are different objectives of the program. Uh, I mean, these look like some four sentences that we have put together, but then if you read them, you'll understand how we would want the vision and mission to be manifested through the program. So first is we want you to understand the theories of management science, to have a fundamental base of knowledge of management and solve industry problems effectively using your understanding of the theory of management science. We also want you to be practice oriented and industry ready. That is something that that's a recurring theme throughout our program. We want you to adapt to a dynamic business environment and function with an orientation to ethical practices and societal well-being. So these are kind of the objectives, educational objectives of the program. I mean, this forms the base of everything that we design within the curriculum of the program. Now, I know that, when you're exploring B schools, the one thing that you're looking at is probably just the placements page. But then this is the page that actually provides the content of the program, how we want to transform you through the program. So if you have to really understand the philosophy of any B school, these statements are what you need to look for, and that will give you an essence of what the transformational process you will undergo during the 2 years. So as you may already know, we have 360 seats at the institute, 180 for PGDM General, 60 for PGDM Finance, 60 for PGDM Marketing, 30 and 30 for the new programs, which is PGDM IT and PGDM LSCM. I know that this session is primarily for students of PGDM General. But if there are, PGDM General, Finance and Marketing are structurally similar with nuanced differences in the learning objectives of the program. There are more sessions lined up for finance and marketing. This is predominantly dealing with PGDM General, my talk today. So this is content that you will not probably see on our website right away, because this is something that we are working on. So the program curriculum of IMT Hyderabad is a dynamic program curriculum. It keeps updating year on year to adapt to the dynamic business environment. So this year, we also have looked at our overall program competency goals. Broadly, it's you could classify our programs overall goals into 3 buckets. One is with regard to business acumen. We want students to have graduating students to demonstrate proficiency in applying core business concepts and integrate knowledge from various business disciplines to analyze and solve global business challenges. It may look like a lot of English, but if you really look at it, core business concepts, there is an entire body of knowledge of business. You will, there are different disciplines within management, marketing, HR, operations, etc. Now, you will have basic core courses in all of these disciplines, and then you will have courses that help you integrate different disciplines, so you have a holistic understanding of management. So business acumen is first competency that you will develop. Second is with regard to leadership. We want the graduating students to have a capacity to lead and inspire others, and the capability to make strategic decisions. Right? Just having business acumen is not enough. Being able to utilize the business acumen to make effective decisions and lead teams is what you need to develop. So that is something that you will develop during the program, leadership. And finally, there is responsibility, which means we want you, while you're making your business decisions, we want you to be responsible. We want you to make decisions that are sustainable, and decisions that balance different stakeholders, right? So the overall essence of the program is captured here. If you have a question about what will I be at the end of 2 years, right? Of course, you will be some manager or some analyst or some, you will have some designation in an organization. But from a personal perspective, these are competencies that we want to develop through the program, right? So I'm sure all these days you were just looking at the outcomes of the program. Here, look at the process of the program. Try to understand the journey that you will undergo throughout the program. So if you kind of take a deep dive into what PGDM does exactly in terms of business acumen, leadership, and responsibility, it could be split across these different objectives of the program that we have, program learning objectives. So you need to have in-depth and contemporary knowledge of all business functions and be able to integrate different functional areas. You need to demonstrate interpersonal skills to communicate ideas and resolve conflicts, and develop acumen for effective decision making in complex and ambiguous scenarios. And you also need to demonstrate sensitivity towards environmental and social implications of business decisions, and develop responsible and sustainable business strategies with due consideration of all key stakeholders. So these are the broad learning objectives of the PGDM program. So if you go to a PGDM finance course, these objectives would be slightly different. PGDM marketing, this objectives would be different, and so on and so forth. Right? So broadly, if you want to understand, okay, I go to this program, what will I be, or what will I know, right? These statements would help you understand that. Okay. Broadly, we have designed the curriculum to have these aspects. So this is the program architecture. The fundamental, the base of the entire program is knowledge, right? So we have fundamental courses in functional areas, and we also have specialized courses in different functional areas. And we have integrative courses that can help you, bring insights, synthesize across different areas and across functional areas. And we have workshops in emerging areas of management. So that creates the base of knowledge. Over that, we have courses on skills, soft skills, hard skills, technical skills, etc. Over and above that, we have attitudes. That is, we want you to carry a certain attitude towards your work, your workplace, with the people you're working with, and all of that. And finally, we also want to provide you experience. So it's a knowledge, skills, attitudes, experience, KASE kind of a framework that we have in terms of how we visualize the entire program curriculum, right? So in terms of the structure, like in terms of the journey, right? So we'll start off with what we call Abhyuday, which is the management orientation program. Tentatively, I think the date is out. We're going to start on 17th June of this year. So that is, and then you'll have 2 weeks of a orientation program that will help you settle down into the program. You will get to know your peers, you will work with them. So the Abhyuday program entails, community connect visits. We have, outbound activities, team building activities, apart from sessions on pedagogy, on institutional processes, on, different workshops on making good presentations, Excel workshops, and all of these. So Abhyuday is a 2-week management orientation program that is meant to bring all of you together as a cohort to start the journey of the PGDM program, right? And then July 1st is when we will be beginning term 1. So July, August, September is term 1. October, November, December is term 2. January, February, March is term 3. So there are 3 terms in year 1. Okay. And then that will be followed by a 12-week internship, which will be April, May, June of 2025. So these 12 weeks of internships are where you go out to companies, and then you are also guided by faculty to effectively pursue that internship. And finally, so again, next year, July 2025, you come back to the institute. There is term 4, there is term 5, there is term 6. Typically, placements occur in the second half of term 4 and term 5, and I mean, typically go on until term 6, depending upon how the placement process is going and the number of students available to be placed. So that is the broad journey that you have charted for yourself in the next 2 years, starting 17th of June, going on. So it will get done in 2026 March. So 2nd or 3rd week of March is when you will finish your program and go on to work in your organizations April onwards. So that is the broad journey of the program. Yeah. So moving on, I want you to understand that the first year of the program is basically your core. That is where you do your core courses. So basically, you do courses in all areas, irrespective of what major or minor major you're going to pick. So you do courses in finance, marketing, operations, HR, analytics, strategy, everything, right? So that builds a general base for you to figure out what you would want to pursue in your second year. And we've also designed weaved into the program structure workshops. So there's one workshop, it's a 1 credit workshop, typically happens over a weekend, 10 hours over a weekend. So these workshops are, could be capital markets workshop, design thinking, advanced Excel. So we've had workshops on Chat GPT recently. We've had workshops on business storytelling. So these were managing your workplace. All of these are workshops that react to dynamic business environment. Anything that's trending, we try and cover here. Any contemporary technologies that are coming out, programming languages that are coming out, which we believe that some of the students would be interested in. So all of these will get covered in these workshops. So these are our agile response to industry requirements. And then we would have different types of immersions: social immersion, global immersion, and a psychometric assessment, which kind of provides you flavors of different aspects of social responsibility and global mindset and all of that, and a psychometric assessment where we try and understand your psychology and try to provide you feedback on what is it that you need to work on and all of that. So this is done by qualified professionals who administer established instruments that measure different aspects of your personality. So that's first year for you. So broadly, it looks like this. So these are the courses that you have in your first year. The names of courses are available on the website also, so you can go look them up there. So broadly, these are, as I told you, covering a different disciplines of management. Okay, and then after you are done with term 3, you go into an internship. Now, in an internship, so you could typically go into an internship, or you could do a student exchange program. So we facilitate student exchange program. We have MOUs signed with 25 plus business schools abroad. And if you make it through the process of selection, you can utilize the summer term to go and pursue some courses in a foreign business school. Or you could also, if you say that, look, I don't want to do an internship with another company, I already have a lot of industry experience, I want to work on a project that I own myself. Like I want to, say, develop a business plan by myself or something like that. Even that is possible through a management thesis and seminar. So this is how your summer is going to look like. I talked about all of these. Yeah. And the second year is when you will pursue majors, right? And what we have is, because of PGDM General, you get to pursue not one, but 2 majors. So you need to take a total of 12 electives. And out of 12 electives, 5 electives, if you take in any specific functional area, you will be a major in that area. And because there are 12, you can take up to 2 major areas. So you could do, marketing plus operations major, depending upon your career goals, depending upon what you believe you're good at. You could do a finance plus analytics major, right? So we have a double major concept here. So that really increases your employability because you are able to present yourself to potential employers in a much more versatile manner. So these are all the functional areas that are available, which you can pick from. So that is how your second year goes. And through the second year, you do these. There are some core compulsory courses that you do in your second year. So there is ethics and CSR, legal aspects of business, and sustainability. So these courses are aligned to our vision of making you socially responsible business leaders. So these are some core courses that are there in the term in the second year. But apart from that, you mainly have to pursue 12 electives, and you also have to undertake a management project, which is a dissertation that you work on during term 5 and term 6 under the guidance of a faculty. And that is pretty much of what your program looks like. The next 2 years look like in terms of what you need to study. All of this amounts to around 1,000 hours of classroom, classroom teaching that you will have to undergo. So that's about second year. So apart from that, there are a lot of initiatives that we take. But before that, here are the list of courses that you have across different functional areas. And as I said, this is a dynamic list. This keeps updating every year based on contemporary business environment. These are even the content within the courses keeps changing based on what are the latest trends and everything. So this is just a sample. This is the list as of now. These keep changing year on year, right? So these are strategy, analytics, and HRM courses. And then these are marketing courses, finance and accounting, and operations management. So you see there's a huge bouquet of electives to choose from, and you can choose anything, any combination that is aligned to your career goals and interests. And this list is curated with a lot of care and love. We keep updating the course, the content of the courses every year to make it, make it relevant to anybody who's passing out in that particular year. Okay, so this is about the academic part, the program part. And this is where I think I'll take a pause for questions. Okay, so yeah, so Samriddhi asks me, can we get some details about the management project? Yeah, so management project is basically a project that is that you will work with the faculty on, and it is it is like a dissertation that you develop, and in the process it's really something that you can own completely, and from start to finish you could work on a project with the faculty, a project that the faculty is working on. You could work on live projects with companies. There are some instances where companies where the students are placed in, they say, look, come aboard in advance, so you're in term 5, but no problem, you just come and remotely do this project for us. And that's how you do management projects. So it's something that is fully owned by individual students, and along with the faculty, they pursue that particular project. AJ asks me, can we get a PPT file with this information? It will be helpful. Yeah, so I will share this deck, but most of this information is also on the website. So you just go to the program page of the website, you will find it. Some of it is contemporary, some of it is changed, but that will be also reflect in the website very soon. Yeah, can you, Vishnu asks me, can you share some insights on the student exchange program? Yeah, so we have active MOUs with, I will get to student exchange program later. I have a slide on that. I'll get to that. How many subjects can we take apart from major subject? So as I said, you have to take 12 electives overall. So 5 + 5 for your double major. So there are 2 free electives that you can take in any other area of your choice. Yeah, I will talk about immersion and everything. Why is the course name PGDM and not General MBA? Yeah, Sanskriti, it's called PGDM because we are AICTE affiliated standalone B school. So we don't, MBA is for when you pursue this in a university. If you pursue it in any AICTE affiliated institution, XLRI, MDI, IMT Hyderabad, anywhere, you get a PGDM, not a MBA. Abhishek Agarwal, do we have a Bloomberg terminal? Yes, we have a Bloomberg terminal in our institution, and it is fully booked out. It is extremely useful for students. I will talk about global immersion and social immersion later. Any hard skills that I'll get to this question later. Yeah, Ritiksha Nayak asks me, will we receive guidance on choosing the electives? Yes, you will. There will be a briefing session at the end of your third term on all the electives that you have to take by the faculty, and then you pick your electives after that. Opportunities I'll talk about later. Two major means dual specialization. Yes, Rajdeep, it is dual specialization. When do we have to report? I'll talk later about this. Yeah, this session is mainly just for PGDM. For information on PGDM logistics and supply chain, please reach out to the admissions team. They will help you out with this. Yeah. How do students get internship? Our corporate relations office facilitates it. So I've taken a few questions. I will move on with the presentation, and I will take the rest of them later. I mean, some of them will get answered within the slides themselves. And we also have Mukesh, who will be talking about his experience in the program. So we have to get him as well. Yeah. So in terms of the key features of the program, right? And this probably answers some of your questions. One is with regard to the pedagogy. That is, we follow what is known as the learner-centric pedagogy, which is usage of case studies, usage of simulations, and all of these. And we have a subscription to the Harvard Business School compendium of cases. And we utilize these international global cases as well as Indian cases to drive home the theory. So it is not like a lecture-based mode where we just come and talk in the class and you listen. It is a engaged discussion that we have in the class. The faculty merely facilitates the discussion, and we bring out insights through the through the discussion in the class. So that is one key aspect of the program. We have at least 15 to 20% of every course delivered by a industry practitioner. So, and the courses are co-designed in partnership with industry, people from the industry. So we have a lot of industry readiness weaved into the program. We have a lot of workshops on emerging areas. As I said, business storytelling is one key skill that is believed to be a differentiator in 2024. And we got on board a best-selling author who has written a book on business storytelling to deliver that workshop. ChatGPT is something contemporary, so we decided to have a workshop on ChatGPT to our students. So these are hands-on workshops in different emerging areas. We have courses that are aligned to different certifications. So for instance, project management PMI certification, PMP certification is what you could pursue using the content that has been taught in the project management course. Likewise, there are different courses that are aligned to different certifications. We also facilitate some certifications through the process of your PGDM program. We invite a lot of business leaders at the CXO level, at the middle management level, to come and talk about contemporary themes in business. So Distinguished Speaker Series is something that keeps happening every quarter, every month at the Institute. So that is also something that can help you really understand the contemporary challenges of business leaders. We have a lot of industry immersion. One is through, of course, some industrial visits that we plan for a few courses. And in some cases, there are live projects. We also have collaborations with companies to offer certain short-term workshops or something like that. So there is a lot of industry, corporate connect within the program. And we also have developed a one-on-one mentoring program where we identify students through a process, and then we attach them to an industry mentor who guides them on different aspects on how to excel in their career and all of that. So they get a ringside view of how real industrial leaders take decisions. And apart from that, we have different initiatives for social immersion. As you know, it reflects in our vision. We want you to be socially responsible business leaders. So right from our management orientation program, we connect you with different social entrepreneurs and so on and so forth to build that sensitivity, social sensitivity and cultural sensitivity within you. And we also have a global immersion where we invite industry leaders and faculty members from different parts of the globe, so multiple countries, so 6-7 typically 6-7 speakers, and this is something that is held over a period of 1 or 2 months, January, February, where we get people from abroad to talk about cross-cultural issues or doing business with Israel, or doing business with US or something like that. So we have that. For people who do not opt for exchange, we want to provide them some kind of international outlook. So that's what global immersion is all about. So these are the key highlights of the program, just to give you an overall perspective. So I know you've been waiting for this kind of a slide. What are some roles that we can expect, right? So there was a question also. So different areas, there are different roles and different companies that I've listed out here. Typically, there are companies that take you as a generalist with some amount of, weightage. With your profile majorly being in those disciplines. So these have been, classified accordingly. And these are historical. I mean, these are not contemporary placement companies, but historically, these are the profiles that have recruited from IMT. So these are for analytics and marketing. Because it's a PGDM general briefing, I'm showing you all the areas. Depending upon which areas you decide to major, you can get shortlisted in these companies and get selected. So HRM and operations, you will see there are different roles across different companies. In finance, if that is something that you want to pursue, there are roles that have been listed here. So broadly, entry level roles across very good companies, as you will see. And you will, in terms of placements, the placement page on our website will give you everything latest on what is happening. And there is also a placement related talk lined up, if I'm not wrong. So you could, where our corporate relations head will be coming and talking about the placement. We have a fairly robust placement process. We have a lot of good relationships with several corporations, and we have a process where we not only just bring companies, but also we ensure that you're equipped to crack those companies, to get recruited in those companies. So we provide not only inputs on how to crack a GDPI, etc., but also domain inputs that help you for specific companies. For each company, we design interventions which help you crack the interviews for say, if you have an Accenture interview, one of us will come and talk about Accenture. We will discuss about specific business environment that Accenture is working in, and then that will provide you greater ammunition to go to the interview and get selected in the interview. So this is broadly the functional roles. And as I said, we have international partnerships across several continents. And on a yearly basis, we get availability of seats from different institutions that we are connected with. And then there is a selection process that we have within the institute that makes people eligible to go and pursue the programs, pursue part of their program through a credit transfer system across all of these institutions. I think Mukesh, who's here, has gone for an exchange program, so he will be talking about it. So yeah, and we have a plethora of activities. As you will see, it's a vibrant campus, a lot of activities happening day in and day out. There's a popular hashtag that says #IMT never sleeps. So there's activities, sports activity, cultural activity. There are different fests that keep happening. There are several clubs that you could join into and undertake several activities. The world is your oyster here. I mean, there is a lot that you can do if you have the zeal, if you have the enthusiasm. you could really make a difference. There are people who have started new clubs. There are people who have taken clubs to a different level altogether. So these are very exciting activities that you can get to do during your program. So broadly, this is the content that I have to cover. Yeah, so I would like to bring in Mukesh Sudarshan now before we take the other questions. Mukesh, could you please turn on your camera? Yeah, hi Mukesh. Sorry to keep you waiting. It was almost half an hour.
No
Yeah.
problem. No problem.
Yeah, so Mukesh is our esteemed alumni. He works with PricewaterhouseCoopers, and he is what? You are the 2015-17 batch, Mukesh?
Yes, yes.
Yes, and Mukesh is our esteemed alumni, and he's also, he's also an RJ, so very interesting, mix of things there. So Mukesh, why don't you start with giving your overall experience of the program that is useful for all of these participants here?
Yes, thank you. So, a very good evening to all of you. I see about 150 people joining in this call today. And I have to say that you are speaking to one of the most coolest professors on the campus as of now. So, Professor Vinay, when once you see him in the class, is something different. And what I'm seeing now is something different. And unfortunately, we didn't get to spend more time because we met him only in the second year when we joined our course. But then you will probably see him, teaching you, and you'll be seeing him in different avatars as well, as we saw him off late as well. So it's a wonderful thing. So I'll tell you about my experience in IMT. So it's been quite a long time, and I'm feeling a bit envious about the kind of improvements that I'm seeing throughout this presentation as well. A lot of things which we had, and a lot of things which we did not have, and a kind of a wonderful a change, a journey which the entire organization, the entire institution has taken. We've seen a change of leadership, and we've seen a change of the kind of approach the institute is having towards the overall curriculum and the pedagogy which professor spoke of. One beautiful thing which we also, or which I would like to share, initially, of course, the campus is really beautiful. As Professor said, I did not know about the latest hashtag which was going around, that IMT never sleeps. But yes, of course, you will enjoy the campus throughout the year. And of course, you'll not be there for a particular period of time during your summer internship or the exchange program, or if you want to stick to the management thesis or seminar program, you might have to stay back in the campus because you'll be guided by your professors. Uh, so, talking about my journey back in 2015, I was part of the PGDM marketing. But to give you an overall, picture of what we experienced during our course, was a huge array of programs and the kind of workshops which professor spoke about. The initial days, the Abhyuday actually has been developed, and it's more of an experiential learning, I would say, wherein you'll be bridged because some of you might be coming from a working background, and some of you might be joining as soon as your graduation is completed. So you might feel a gap in between, thinking, see, there are more experienced people, they might be knowing better, I might not be fitting into that particular place, or you might be having a lot of doubts. But that program, the Abhyuday program, kind of bridges the gap, brings you all together. The kind of activities, the team building activities, or the kind of initial workshops which you have, it might be of advanced Excel or business storytelling, or getting to know about various courses that you'll be studying further in your curriculum. That kinds of gives you what you're getting into basically in your PGDM program. And later in your when your term starts as well, you'll be getting into a lot of practitioner sessions, which Professor spoke about, taken up by industry leaders, which is really amazing, I have to say, because you'll be learning from the industry, and they are bringing you live case studies from their own domains, and you will get to think in their perspective and bring out ideas and how to solve those case studies and stuff. And the kind of repository IMT is holding in terms of the case studies, be it the local or the national case studies pertaining to India or abroad, and the kind of access we have. Somebody spoke about Bloomberg, and we have an excellent learning resource center as well, where you can refer to a lot of books, a lot of authors, a lot of case studies. And I'm sure you would have seen throughout your research while joining this institute, a lot of our professors have written a lot of papers regarding their own domains, and they have contributed to a lot of Ivy League papers as well. So you will get to hear from the professors as well, and the kind of case studies you build in, or the kind of group activities that you do. That will also give you an edge over the kind of studies or the curriculum which you are having. So uh, apart from all these Gyan sessions, I would say professor showed a colorful picture at the end, right? The campus and the kind of clubs you have. So I would like to describe IMT Hyderabad as an organization, let's say, and or a case study. I can say IMT Hyderabad itself is a case study. So you get to learn a lot just being inside the campus. So once you travel to the campus, you will see a lot of things which you might, I mean, which brings on the thinking hat. And like I would like to give an example of commuting from IMT Hyderabad to the city. One of our alumni, had a wonderful idea of some a company called Tazo. You might have heard of Tazo. It was a wonderful startup by our alumni. Renting bicycles right from your neighborhood. So that is something which he came up after studying in IMT. So that's a wonderful example of how you can take the place where you are staying in as a case study and build up lots and lots of ideas, build a case study out of it, or build a management structure out of it. Or you might get a wonderful idea of starting something on your own. So my juniors started night canteens. They started their own businesses inside their hostel rooms, and they got wonderful ideas, just roaming about the campus, of bringing in like Ola or Ubers into the campus, which we did not have initially. And I'm sure the access is much better nowadays. So uh, the underlined aspect which I wanted to touch upon is that there is learning everywhere once you get into the campus. So it might be food, or it might be getting money. Now everything is digital, but still, when we were there, it was the time of demonetization. We had to struggle, to get money out of the ATMs. We had to stand in a long queue and stuff. But then you get a lot of idea being inside the campus, and of course the one-to-one mentorship which professor mentioned. So you even get to have a mentor, a professor as your mentor as well inside the campus, not only the industry leaders with whom you can discuss all your thoughts with, be it your personal or professional. If you are lost in getting any direction towards what you're studying, or what you're getting into, what kind of work you need to put in, or what kind of an approach you have to have in terms of choosing the elective. Somebody asked the question there. So it's a wonderful experience. And apart from the academics, you have a lot of clubs. I was part of multiple clubs. In fact, I was part of marketing. I was part of the entrepreneurship cell called Praram, and I was part of the Impels, which is a annual fest which we have. And of course, you will you will love it. So all these clubs, as professor told, you get to bring in a lot of change as well on how you mm, take up those events or challenges. So everything becomes a case in itself, and you will get to have a more of a practical approach. Being a manager, or being a coordinator, or being a CEO, or just being an office guy who just shifts all the emails from here and there. You get to do all roles. I mean, you get to experience all kinds of roles, and you get to pick what kind of role you want to get into as you move on. As you move into your second year as well. So fortunately, I joined IMT with prior experience. I had a 2 years of experience. I wanted to get into an academic approach when I came into IMT. So I chose the student exchange program, where I went to Audencia Business School in France, which is in southwest of France. I was there for a semester there, and similar to how we select electives here for year two, you get to choose electives there as well. You have to complete a set of credits in order to get the certificate from your exchange program. You get to travel a lot, you get to network a lot, you meet new people. I had a junior, super junior. Her name is Archita. She's an entrepreneur right now. She's running, I think, a couple of businesses on her own, and she actually, uh, took the exchange program to a new level, I should say, because she was into the immersion program, the global immersion program. She made a lot of new connections, which I frankly say I failed to do so. So it's all about how you take up those programs. You get to do practical projects there as well. So in spite of your language differences, or in spite of there are a lot of cultural differences, you get to do a brand new set of projects there. You get to understand the international markets, how it works. If you're lucky, you might network with right people, and you might get some really good opportunities in different countries as well. I mean, I have seen a couple of people who got such opportunities outside of India, who are IMT alumni, and they are making really wonderful progress as well. And when it comes to the program back, I mean, once we came back from the exchange program, is when you choose your electives as well. And there's a wonderful process, once you come back, and you get a kind of mentorship from your professors on what to choose, and how will your electives be, and what kind of future are you going to see once you choose those electives as well. So all in all, you have a person standing next to you almost all the time throughout your journey in IMT, and you have a wonderful alumni connect as well, uh, whom you can reach out to. And when it comes to placements or your internships as well, uh, you get to choose your own internships as well, apart from the opportunities that the institute brings in. If you have a company in your mind, or if you have a role in your mind, if you have a project in your mind, you can always reach out to your professors. You can always reach out to the concerned departments. They are most welcome. I mean, they are most friendly, and they'll be always uh, ready to lend you a hand in whatever you want to do. So, I mean, there are a lot of people who brought in such opportunities in my batch as well, and they got their dream companies. So it's up to you. It's always up to you on how you want to leverage all your contacts or the networks. And all in all, the entire program is based on how you inculcate all the learning which you're getting through all these courses. So you might say that I'm not getting sufficient knowledge, or I'm not seeing anything concrete coming out of this program. But then you have an opportunity to bring that change amongst your peers. See, I can give an example on how a person from my batch started a particular thought process of having group discussions when you're out of your classes as well. So be it just discussion over what's happening in the country right now, or what's happening in a particular field. let's say a particular organization rolled out a report. Now people are talking about elections and how, a kind of governance comes into picture, and how the governance is going to affect your corporate life as well. What kind of changes will you see in a particular sectors, what kind of projects the companies will take up, and what kind of new roles it might bring up for the youngsters. Because a lot of companies which you see on the screen, or which professor showed you on the screen, are dependent on the factors of probably governance, or the kind of changes which is happening out there in the industry, and the kind of technological advancements that we are seeing day to day now, since it's evolving so rapidly. uh, I see IMT catching up with it with courses on chat GPT, or the business storytelling, which is quite relevant these days. And you see companies stepping into that space of AI and analytics, or business intelligence, or the kind of the tools which they use, and the kind of leveraging that they are doing. And you know uh, they're following the current trend, I would say. So IMT is giving you that package right from day one. So it's up to you on how you will utilize all those tools which the university is providing. You will always get a helping hand. You have a wonderful network. You have a beautiful set of activities that you can do. You have sports, you have a gym, you have a learning resource center, you have a beautiful campus. You can just take a stroll, clear your mind, and you can make beautiful networks out of the campus as well. So this is the story from my side. And if you have any queries, you can just reach out to me. You can just take my name, search it on LinkedIn. You can connect with me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. You can use me as a sound box. You can shoot in your queries. I'd be happy to help you with. I can connect you with the right people over LinkedIn or phone, or however I can. So you can use me in whatever way possible, so that you can make the best out of this entire journey. So I wish you all the very best, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mukesh. I think uh, so. The first thing is thank you very much for talking about me, and then you used your words very carefully, saying he's the coolest professor as of now. That gives room for more cooler people to come, and I would say our faculty are really amazing. Uh, our faculty, award-winning faculty, who are extremely passionate about teaching and ensuring that the students have the right skills and abilities and knowledge. And yeah, so with regard to your overall experience, you spoke about it, uh, you know, in a holistic manner. Specifically, do you think of any specific, memorable things from one memorable thing from the program that you believe, had a lot of impact on you?
Okay. Uh, so probably I was more of a an outgoing character, or an extrovert. I would say you could see me, out of the hostel always. So I see some of the questions as well. I mean, which club or committees will be good to join, or what was the process of getting into, immersed into that student exchange program as well. So I would say the student exchange program, gave me a lot of exposure on how we are perceived in the international market, and the kind of experience that you get. So Bipasha is asking the kind of process. So professor told the right steps. So during your term three, I believe, yeah, at the end of year one, so you will be rolled out a communication from the international relations committee that we have in our institution. So they will let you know the number of universities, which are which we have an MOU with, and you get to choose. And they'll also let you know how many seats are available as of now. And there is a limit, of course. I mean, not everybody can get into this program, and there is a minimum eligibility as well. So you will get to know all of those criterias, and then once the selection process, you'll get the dates and everything. So there will be a selection process, uh, not like how you got into MBA. I mean, not how you got into your IMT, but there will be a interview process, and after that there will be a counseling kind of a session from the committee which is in place. So it's a really good process. The selection process is also a really nice process. And then once you get into the program, getting the visa done, or getting uh, the house or the accommodation in that particular country is a really nice thing. So one wonderful such memory which you're asking is that we stayed with a local family back in France. So she was a old lady, and she was of 80 years old, who knew only French, and we did not understand a single word of French, and we kind of lived on technology, I would say. So I'm we were like always holding our phone with Google Translator on, and just like having interviews every day. So
Okay.
that was one funny thing which happened there. But the
Hmm.
kind of learning which you get there, and the kind of exposure which you get there, is something I think which you want to experience.
Hmm.
So the project which we took up there was something really memorable, I would say. We, got tied up with the Red Cross Society in that particular city of Nantes.
Hmm.
Nantes is the city where the business school was.
Hmm.
So we got into a tie-up with the Red Cross Society there, and we did a donation program. So a lot of exchange students, what they do is they bring in a lot of unwanted stuff with them to the country, or they buy a lot of unwanted stuff when they are there. Since the program is for a semester, they kind of buy a lot of clothes, a lot of warm clothes, or a table or a chair, or a lot of things which you
Hmm.
might want to have during that particular time, but
Hmm.
you will throw away after the course. So
Hmm.
we actually did a program where they brought in all their unwanted stuff which they wanted to throw out,
Hmm.
and we did an auction program at the end of
Okay.
the course. And whatever proceeds which we received from that
Hmm.
particular program, we donated it to the Red Cross Society. And we
Okay.
could donate all the items which went unsold to all the needy
Okay.
people there as well. So it was
Okay.
kind of a really good initiative taken by the business school as well. And a lot of our colleagues did some wonderful projects,
Hmm.
selling cookies for a cause, or
Okay.
preparing a diary, or
Hmm.
organizing an international dinner where you can experience a lot of different types of cuisines.
Okay.
So, and you get to travel
So
a
the
lot.
international, I mean, your exchange program is what you believe
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So there are questions that I want to address. I will not be able to address all of them, mainly because the focus of this particular discussion, this particular session is about the program. There are a lot of questions on placements. Uh, so number one, in terms of current placement, how it is going, you all know that it's not a great year economy wise. So it's there are students to be placed, but the institute will not let anybody go without getting them placed. So institute is continuing to work on getting these students placed. We want to keep our average CTC high. So I mean that will take time. So if we could reduce it, we could have placed everybody right now. But we do not want to compromise on that, and that is why I mean there is a delay, and there is a talk by our corporate relations head, I think on May 1st. You can join that, and he will be able to answer all your questions with regard to placements and internship. Internships are also driven by the corporate relations office. Okay. You get so somebody asked if CGPA will play a role in placements. It does and doesn't. It plays a small role. Maybe if they want to shortlist, they will use CGP as a criteria, but not a major role. Your overall profile that you build through your entire journey, that is something that impacts your final placement. Mm, yeah. So Gauri asks, what is the credit system during the curriculum? So 100 credits is to be earned during the entire program. The program design is something that you will see on our website. Yeah. So PGD. So there are questions about PGDM finance and PGDM marketing. There are talks, webinars scheduled for PGDM marketing and PGDM finance as well later this week. So you could attend those. Regarding change of program, there is a process. The admissions team will be able to help you out with that. If you want to change your program, you can't just do it like that. There is a specific process, a transparent process that you need to follow. And yeah, so one major question that is coming up, and I think Mukesh, you could also answer this question. So we are going to come in June to the institute, and we have time now. What should we do now? So apart from chilling out, one thing you can, this is the last period of your uh, journey, your life, that you will be jobless and happy. If in the future you're jobless, you'll not be happy, you will be unhappy. So this is a period that you should really enjoy, number one. But given that, so what I suggest to students is, number one, if you have to do specific courses, do Excel, PowerPoint, and if you are a programming sort of a person, do Python. These are three things that I can prescribe and tell you that Excel skills are extremely important. PowerPoint skills are extremely important. And if you can, do Python. Beyond these three things, pick up the newspaper every day and go through the newspaper. And when I say newspaper, I don't say Times of India or Bombay Times. I mean Economic Times, Business Line, Business Standard. Online portals or in shorts won't cut it. You need a detailed, in-depth understanding of businesses. So you make that your habit, build that into your routine. You go ask your newspaper wala to deliver Economic Times. He may be very surprised, who is this person asking Economic Times? But then you get it and you go through that, and there is news about the startups, there's news on commodities market, there's news on companies, there's news on nation, and how the macroeconomic scenario is and all of that. The more you do, the more you get to know about the world of business, the better it is for you when you come here. So that is my broad advice: Excel, PowerPoint, Python, Economic Times. Yeah. Mukesh, what do you think they should do now?
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea, Professor. I mean, being up to date is what you can do best in this time. And as he said, Excel and PowerPoint plays a pivotal role. I would say once you get into companies as well. So as much as the social media might troll you for using Excel throughout your life or PowerPoint throughout your life, that is how your professional life is also going to look like. You will have to rely on these tools. If not these tools, I mean advanced tools similar to this, or which might give you some
Yeah,
better results.
Power BI or
Power BI or any Tableau or Alteryx or whichever
hmm,
you feel like, or
okay.
the power tools which
Hmm,
Microsoft is offering. So
yeah.
probably you can just browse through their websites, and if you're interested in doing some free courses online that you can take up, and you
Hmm,
can just get to understand what they are, so that it won't be Greek and Latin once you get inside campus. Professor, I'll just take one more question. I think there is a repeated question on, you know, uh, is there any fees that you'll have to pay for student exchange program separately? So
yeah.
I'll just, if I can answer that.
Yeah, yeah.
So the tuition fees for the student exchange program is taken care of through the MOUs that the institution is having. You need not pay for the course, but you will have to pay for the travel and all the accommodation arrangements that you make in that particular country. So the visa fees, so you will get an admit and you will get a confirmation from that particular university. The only thing, or the the cost which you'll have to bear is the travel, the to and fro, the return tickets, and the visa charges and the accommodation charges is what you will have to bear. So that is the overall essence of the student exchange program. And
Yeah.
my favorite clubs, somebody asked. So I was the head of Marcatus Mantra, the marketing club, and I was the main coordinator for the annual fest, the Impels. So I would vouch for those two. But those who are inclined more towards, operations can join Opus Korea, and finance has Finacia, analytics has Insightix. For those who are, interested in cultural, you have Antragna. For singing, you
Yeah.
have
Yeah, I was
so many
about to
other
bring
things.
up Antragna because Antragna is,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the mentor for Antragna, and
Wow.
Antragna is a big, it has multiple cohorts on dance and singing and drama, and I mean, it's lovely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there is, I mean, there's just one more thing in terms of what you could do from now to when you join the program. You could do all of what I said, or you could just simply pursue an internship. Try and land an internship in any company that is able to give you. They will make you learn Excel, they will make you learn PPT, everything they will get you to do it. And that will, especially for freshers who have no experience, if you can do a short duration internship, maybe it's an online internship or an offline internship, that will really add to your profile. You'll get a really real head start. You'll get a real head start in terms of what you could talk about when you get onto your internship interviews. So internship interviews typically start in the second term. In term two, towards the second half, it'll start, and it's an ongoing process which will go on until the end of the academic year. There are with regard to questions on placements, as I said, please I mean, you can visit our placements page, and you can, there will be a webinar on specifically about placement, on student experience also. We we'll get a couple of current students and our student affairs chairperson to talk about that. There was a question on competition, so you could ask that there. What business? So we recently had an SBI life competition in which our students won, and then uh, we have a very forward-looking policy in terms of competitions that we want to send out students, and we actually specifically last year had a separate intervention just to equip students to participate in national competitions. So we want that, and we kind of so if you win a prize of 1 lakh, we will give you 1 lakh additional. So we match the prize money that you win in an external competition. So, a lot of that is going to be talked about in the student experience webinar that we have later this month. I hope I have answered most of your questions, and there will definitely be a lot of other questions that you have specifically about admissions and questions on hostels and all of that. You can reach out to the admissions team to ask. One thing is about non-AC rooms. Mukesh, did you ever feel the need for AC on campus?
Definitely not when we were there.
Yeah.
But the summers are quite harsh in Hyderabad. But the
Yes.
time when you join, I think the
It
temperature will
would have,
be
yes.
just right.
So
And
June monsoon
yeah,
begins and it becomes cool, and March it starts getting hot, and then they're out for internship or exchange
yeah.
program. Now MTS is not being done on campus, so even if you're doing a master's thesis and seminar, they do it from home.
Oh,
So there is no need. I mean, as of the current state of climate change, there is no need for air conditioning. In the future, I do not know, but predominantly it is manageable. The buildings are built with natural rocks, so that also cools down the temperature inside.
yeah.
So that is one answer that I have. You have a session with the admissions chair later, where I mean, again, in the series of webinars that we are conducting, we will be having, you'll get more and more answers for all of your questions. So yeah, so there is no AC, and there's no in the hostel rooms there is no AC. In the classrooms there is AC, but in the hostel rooms there is no AC. And you can also, you're not even allowed to come and install your AC or something, right? So
But I think, Professor, they are going to love the campus first because the campus has a lot of greenery there, and
yeah.
the surrounding places are also, a village and the kind of farming lands that they have.
Hmm.
So You'll have a lot of fresh air in the campus as well.
Yeah.
And the
In
most
fact,
wonderful,
Sudarshan, from the time you're there,
yeah,
the height of the trees is doubled.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the way,
I could see.
yeah. So it
And the
was
most
really cool.
wonderful thing is that the Hyderabad airport is right next to our campus, so it's very
Hmm.
near, and the kind of views that you get from the college of the aeroplanes landing and taking off is just amazing. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And I think they asked me a couple of questions, Professor, if I can
Yeah.
quickly
Yeah.
take that up.
Yes.
So somebody asked me the length of the student exchange program. It's typically a semester. Basically, it's your spring semester, mostly from February to May. It's between 3 to 3.5 months, I would say, wherein you will be completely there for a semester and complete your exams there, get your credits, and then come back. That is
Yeah.
how your typical semester looks like, and you will have sufficient holidays to explore other countries as well. One of my classmates, managed to travel about some 14, 15 countries in Europe because we will be getting a Schengen visa.
Hmm.
So you'll have to manage the time and, got to plan things well if you want to see a lot of countries. But then it depends on which university you get into. And somebody is asking, do we have a band? I think definitely we now have a music band, I believe. I don't know. We did not have a band back when we were
So
there.
yeah. So we have a music cohort. Uh, Specifically, they don't call themselves a band because it's just 2 years that you're here. So forming a band is a long-term commitment. But so uh, yeah, so there is a cohort of music.
I mean, they are most welcome to create a band if
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want to.
please. Yeah, nobody's stopping you from doing that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it becomes a major hit in your club activities or in the annual fest. There are a lot of things wherein you
yeah,
can showcase your talent.
yeah. I think the music cohort is called Dhwani, and the
Dhani.
dance cohort
Yeah.
is called Dhanak, and the drama cohort is called Rangmanch. These are all, so it's like a buffet, right? There is a lot for you to consume. You may not be able to consume the entire thing, but you really need to pick what vibes with you well and make the best out of the opportunity that you have. Yeah. So again, there are a lot of questions. How is the connectivity? We have a geo tower installed right on campus. So
Yeah.
connectivity is not a problem. There is also campus is also Wi-Fi enabled. We are constantly increasing the bandwidth. The more we increase, the more demand comes. So I think, have a 50 GB or a 100 GB connection and a backup connection of 20 GB because there have been some outages. So we know that you need Wi-Fi more than oxygen, and we are aware of it. So before you even settle down on campus, Wi-Fi will be available to you. Yeah, common bathrooms, yes. So there's common bathrooms, and these are dorm rooms that are single-seated. So you don't share your room with anybody, but for every 5 or 6 rooms, there is one set of common bathrooms that you will be utilizing. Hostel has Wi-Fi, Samriddhi, yes. Hostel rooms will be allotted FCFS. Hostel rooms will be allotted randomly. So we'll have keys. We'll just allocate all the hostels in advance. And the moment you arrive at the gate, you'll be given the keys to the hostel room. And that's it. So there won't be any preferences or, this is my friend, please put me here, give me this room, nothing. Everything is random. And again, these are very administrative issues, and you will get more. Any questions on the program? So we are doing a double. So there's one question on major minor. So we are doing a double major. So since last year, we have just moved from a major minor concept to a major concept. So you do 5+5. Double major helps you, get shortlisted more frequently. That is what we have observed. When you have a double major, you are shortlisted more frequently and increases the, probability that you get placed and you get placed early. So that is what it is about. Transportation connectivity. Again, these are questions I believe. So transportation is definitely better now than it was during Mukesh's time. Transportation. So of course you have a bunch of autos that are available all the time in front of the campus for you
Yeah, I
to
mean,
go
they'll
out.
be your best friends once you get into campus. So don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. And then there is also a shuttle that we run now. The institute bus runs on a weekly basis to go out and come. Which hostel we got default? See, we have only one type of hostel. There's no double sharing, triple sharing, nothing. Single seated rooms is the only thing that you have, Yashwardhan. So that is what you have paid your fees for. Yeah. Can I take major as, yeah. So if you are a PGDM finance or PGDM marketing student, finance will be one major and you can pick any other major that you have. So if you're a PGDM marketing student, marketing will be one major and any other major that you want, you can pick. Regarding LSCM, LSCM is a very different format. There is no concept of major minor there. So you can refer to you can communicate with the admissions team to understand about LSCM program. Vipasha asks if we take 5 electives. So it's not advisable. You are free to do this. You take 5 electives for one discipline and 4 and 3. There is no concept of minor. So right now we do not call anything as minor. It's only major. So if you do 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, you will just be single major. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So first year is the same for PGDM, PGDM marketing, PGDM finance. More or less the same. There are minor differences in the in the approach that we take for these 3 programs. But second year is different. For PGDM marketing and PGDM finance, there are prescribed electives that you need to take. They can't take anything that they want. So that is a difference between marketing and finance. Even the program objectives are slightly different for these programs. So the way the delivery will be different. There will be slight differences in the names of in the nomenclature as well as the content of the courses. Okay. Yeah. Should I learn Python if I'm inclined to marketing? Learn Python because Python is a tool that you use across different functional areas if you're working with data. So there is no something. So PGDM market. So that is what I have for Rijul. Samriddhi, PGDM with marketing as your major will be similar to PGDM marketing. PGDM with marketing as your major will be slightly different to PGDM marketing because in PGDM marketing, there are restrictions in terms of what electives that you can take within marketing. But for PGDM in with marketing major, you will not have that constraint. Okay, I think we are well beyond the time. Will our majors be mentioned? Majors will not be mentioned in the degree. I think we'll close with that response. Majors will not be majors are only for placement purpose. For us to put your profile in front of a company, the company will say, okay, I'm recruiting for a marketing profile. Give me a list of students who are pursuing marketing as a major. And that is the only reason why we have major. Major will not be mentioned in your degree. It will just be PGDM. That's it. Yeah, bike allowed on campus. There are, and you have to probably register and then you are allowed to have your own transport on the campus. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a lot of questions. And I know you have a lot more questions. We have more webinars lined up. And you can always reach out to me. My email ID is listed on the institute website. You can reach out to me. If you can look me up on Instagram, you can reach out to me through that, or LinkedIn, you can reach out to me. Mukesh has also given his LinkedIn profile. So we are here to help you out in whatever way we can. And that's what the entire institute's approach, every aspect, every function of the institute tries to help you out and nurture you and add value to you. So that is what we are here for. We have a very strong alumni who always supports us no matter what. Thank you very much, Mukesh, for spending your valuable time. I'm sure you could have been doing something, at this time, and you decided to spend this time here. Thank you very, very much. And
thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. So I'll end the webinar right now. Any other questions that you have, you can direct them to the admissions team. You can reach out to me personally through email or through LinkedIn, to Mukesh on email, on LinkedIn. And then there are more webinars lined up, especially the student experience one and the placements one are extremely important for you. So please do attend those webinars. They are lined up in the future. in the next few days. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mukesh. Thank you to Andrila and Karthik for inviting me for this webinar. Thank you very much, all of you.
All the best, guys.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
So
so
we
much,
can.
everyone.
Thank you.
So I'm leaving the call now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
All right. Thank you very much.